Good evening and welcome to the post-mortem for the Happy Valley meeting. Wasn't a bad card. A lot of horses well in the market. Filled a lot of the placings in most of the races. The opening race of the night saw a black booker that got left in the gates last start and then went to the trials. Performed very nicely. Get home at massive price. Typical 2200 metre race, they all sort of went up and down in the one spot. Chantilly was taken out at the gates, played up, and they scratched it. Kensworth Kid led last start, couldn't get anywhere near the front this time, ran well back into the field. Probably one of the better runs in the race outside the winner was Viva Guy. Now, this was well back and was doing its best work late. Doesn't run the 2200. This is much better at 1600. We'll keep our eye out for it for a drop back into a mile race somewhere, or even 1800, and might be a bit of a price. This not much can be said about the rest. Race 2 unraced, no interest there. Race 3, well done, jumped to the front. They left it alone in the middle stages, got a very soft split, and then kicked coming around the corner, let the thing behind it off the fence and looked like it was going to go straight faster, but it's kicked in very strongly late and held its ground nicely. Naughty Baby, very one-paced in the straight, but that's what it normally does. Maroon Prince went forward on the speed and battled on okay late, got beaten 3 lengths. Creative Union was up there on the speed and it's held its ground well. Of the beaten division, My Cup Overflows missed the kick and was last coming around the corner and made a little bit of ground but was never really in contention. But it was a better run, even though the margin, forget the margin, 10 lengths, there was a big gap between 5th and the rest of them. Race 4, the opening leg of the TT, we went wide. There was a dead heat in the race. We ran 1, 2, 3, so we're alive. Gold Addiction looked flat coming around the corner, didn't look like it was going to run a place, and then picked up the bit late and charged home. It was a strong win. Young Talent, it was well back and it come running home as well. Of the rest, Owner's Glory was tailed off coming around the corner and it closed nicely for a 4th. It was beaten a couple of lengths, but it was a good run. Race 5, Ryad ridden a bit quieter today with the blinkers on. He wound it up at the 300. It was too strong, beat them easy. King Arata Sun battled on okay. Better Announced went forward again. Looked beaten coming around the corner, but held its ground strong in the last 200 to hold 3rd, just in front of Perfect Moment. Hoxo was a better run. Was a bit slow out, then went forward wide out, and finally got to the front. And it's got beaten 3 lengths, but this was a much better run than previous. So maybe in the right type of race, might pinch a race somewhere shortly. Race 6, double bank we went here with Classic Jewelry and Absolute Fantasy. They did what they were supposed to do and ran 2nd and 3rd. Bullish Boy got to the front. They gave it 2 very soft splits. Once that happened, you knew it was going to be hard to run down. Classic Jewelry and Absolute Fantasy both ran steady races and held their ground. They were never really in any great danger of missing. Of the beaten division, Always Something. This was slow away and well back coming to the corner and made some steady ground. Maybe getting close now to running a decent race. Race 7, Charity Joy, very heavily backed, jumped to the front and showed him a clean pair of heels to the turn, kicked and held its ground. They were never really going to get it, won by just under a length. It was pretty soft. Braveness and Eastern Promise ran nice even races. Of the rest, not much could be said. They all battled. And the last race, There was a big plonk on one here, Regency Champion. There was 40s into about 12s. Jumped quickly, came across, got outside the lead, was travelling well coming around the corner, kicked away, and they never got anywhere near it. Formula One settled well back on the speed and came running home late. It was a nice run. Of the rest, probably the better run was Genuine Leader. Now this normally goes forward, but from barrier 11 they dragged it back to last. It was making nice ground late. Overall, wasn't much of a result for the night. It was an interesting night's racing. Couple of big price ones throughout the evening, and they were sprinkled with some horses well in the market. Don't think the 6-up went off. I think there's a jackpot there to next week, and we'll be heading into the Saturday meeting this week at Shah 10. They're racing on Saturday in conjunction with the last day at Flemington. Had a look at the Flemington meeting just very quickly. There's a couple of interesting races, obviously the mile race and the sprint. Just for those that may be interested, I've jumped on 4 of them in Flemington race 7 at big prices. Mooro at 26, Strike the Stars at 26, Nashville at 41, and Linton at 26. I think they represent value at those sort of prices, so happy to jump in even at this very early stage. And in the sprint race, I've backed Fontalina and Sham Express, both at $21. I think they're over the odds as it stands now. So looks an interesting day on Saturday. Not sure what jackpots are up for grabs, but we'll probably be playing 2 pick 4s in the sprint and the mile race, and probably the quaddie. Hong Kong, not sure what they're going to serve up on the weekend. I'll have a better idea on Thursday evening. I will do the preview for both Hong Kong and Flemington on Friday afternoon, Friday evening, and get that uploaded for you to have a look at. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and good luck for the rest of the week and on the weekend.